Real estate loans and other mentioned on this show are offered by various and organizations that may not be directly owned, managed, or controlled by the real estate life. All credit decisions, including loan approval rate and APR, will vary based on your specific loan request and credit profile. The information provided on this show is merely to allow the listener the ability to become more familiar with such potential opportunities and to obtain more detailed information on the suitability of such opportunities to the listener's personal and financial situation, companies, entities, and/or organizations involved.
A new home you've dreamt about for years, and there's only one thing standing in your way: getting a loan. Rest assured, United Mortgage Corporation of America is here to help make your dream a reality. Get answers, get results, get the service you deserve. What kind of loan do you have? Call now at 888-LIFE-980. That's 888-5433-980. Or go to the web at yourrealestatelife.com and take action today.
Good morning and welcome to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio. I'm Michael Harris, mortgage loan originator, 233410 with United Mortgage Corporation of America, 3189. Thank you for making me a part of your weekend. Got a lot of choices going on. You got college football, you got professional football, you got hockey, you got basketball, you got all these sporting events going on, and you got time spending with your family. And I guess shopping's a sporting event as well as this time of year. You survived Black Friday. Now it's going into the weekend and various other specials as we head to the holiday season. I'm here talking today about smart financing and avoiding loan traps. Yes, loan traps. Whether you're buying your first home, planning a move, refinancing, consolidating debt, restructuring your mortgage, long-term benefits. Poorly structured could cost you thousands, a lot more than you even think. You know, we talk about it, and I'll continue to talk about it next week, but various loans that are out there that aren't necessarily spoken about, but a lot of people end up taking because it makes the best sense. You know, when we're looking at bad decisions and what they mean for you and the financial consequences of them and how to avoid them, it's so very important. And we'll discuss that today. In segment 2, we're going to break down the full economic calendar. We're going to go through, as we head now into December, we're going to go through and explain in plain English each of the scheduled items and how they influence mortgage rates, affordability, and timing as the market moves up, down, and around based upon each of those data points as we head to the December 10th Fed meeting. Later in the program, we're going to be joined by Lori McShane. She's going to be talking to us about perspectives in the real estate market and things that you should know as we're now entering the year end for 2025. But let's get started. And let's make some good decisions, and let's avoid these bad decisions. You know, because as I look at about what goes on, people give me a call and they ask me, what's the interest rates? Well, it really depends on a program and the timing of what you're looking to do and your credit score and many other items. So we want to look at all these items and try to compile the information. So my first question back is, well, what are you trying to do? Well, I'm looking to purchase. Well, right away, down payment. How much down payment? Is it a VA loan, FHA loan, conventional loan? Is it 0 down, 3.5% down? Is there a second behind it? Is there a forgivable second possibility? Is there an ability to maybe get some kind of a grant or other items? Perhaps. Are you looking for low down payment? Are you putting down 10, 20% or more? Are you selling a property? Do you have proceeds? Are you keeping the property to sell it later? Are you renting it out? Or are you needing a bridge loan? Oh my gosh. My mind's just going, right? So I need to ask those questions to get you the right answer. Otherwise, I'm going to get you an answer that may not be right. So choosing the wrong loan term could be a problem. So we go into affordability. Where are you as far as income? Is it constant? Is it salaried? Are you paid once, twice? Is every 2 weeks? Is there bonus? Is there overtime? Is that taxable? Do you have pension, disability, Social Security? Do you have rental properties? Do you write off those rental incomes and have negative, and I can add back certain items? Do you have corporations, partnerships? I mean, your head's probably spinning now. Keep your eye on the road. But these are the things that I look at to structure the right answer to go along with that interest rate. Now, we can say rates are near now a 12-month low as we head towards the December 10th meeting. We're looking at over an 80% chance now that the Fed's going to move in that meeting. And only a week or so ago, it was down to 20. And everyone was, the sky is falling, Chicken Little. So now it's back, and we've seen interest rates get better this week. So rates are better before a Fed meeting. When the Fed moves, the last 5 times we've seen rates go up after the Fed has gone down. Hopefully, we don't see a large activity currently right now. We're going to see hopefully us going sideways, so to speak. So that's our goal and our thought. But we're kind of watching it for the loans that we have going forward. We're kind of keeping an eye on that. I want to make sure you align your goals with the timing and what's going on around it, and we make sure to get the most money possible. Now, your debt structure is important as well with that debt to income ratio. What are those monthly items? What's the cash flow? What are your future plans? It's making sure that you have that money available when you need it. A lot of times we're talking about home equity lines of credit. It's when you need it, you can't get it. When you don't need it, it's when you qualify and can get it. So sometimes we're working hand in hand to that. But we're getting a lot of hoopla regarding a 50-year loan, and it's a tool. It's another item in the toolbox if it does occur. And it will probably be in the non-qualified mortgage space because it's over 30 years, unless we totally revamp our mortgage system. But it's not like we're replacing a 30-year loan with a 50. Then I would see all the items that have been coming about. But we're not. It's another tool in the toolbox to allow some people perhaps to get in. But maybe it should go with some education components, understanding what it is they're getting to, because you've seen some comical sides of things, but possibly reality, where you show them when they got the mortgage and you show them after the 50 years. Now, who would be necessarily holding the loan for 50 years? We're not even seeing people necessarily holding them for 30. So we see people who want to eliminate debt and create wealth. And we talk about that on our program. We talk about the ability to utilize a program called the Money Max account and actually navigate you from start to finish and get to that point faster and more efficiently and save money. Now, our time for our Tuesday night webinar has changed. It is now 5 p.m., an hour early. 5 p.m. for 1 hour, we will have an educational webinar where you can join us on Zoom and gain information that's vital for your personal finances. It's looking to get you out of debt in as little as a third or half the time, or as little as 5 to 7 years. Big difference. It's retiring your interest volume. When you have a mortgage loan and you look at the bottom line of your closing disclosure, you're going to see that TIP, total interest percentage. And depending upon when you got your loan, it's anywhere from a little bit below 100 to over 100%, which means you not only borrowed what you borrowed, you're going to double it back and pay it in interest. My goal is to make that number smaller by moving you further down the amortization schedule more efficiently, looking at the statement date, not necessarily only the due dates, and everything else in between. So much to go over, and we're going to have a great time doing it. Look forward to Lori in the third segment. I'm Michael Harris. We'll have more after the break.
Your equity position has started to improve? Call about the removal of your private mortgage insurance or mortgage insurance premium and save money today. Call 888-5433-980.
What if I told you everything you understood to be true about money is not?
If there was a program to eliminate most of your interest in your life and pay off all your debts, personal or business, even mortgages, in as little as 1/3 to 1/2 the normal time without refinancing and without changing your lifestyle, would you want to learn more? Call 888-543-3980 and request your information today, or email at interest@aheadformoney.com. That's interest@aheadformoney.com.
Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio. I'm Michael Harris, President and CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America. Mortgage loan originator license 233410, United Mortgage Corporation of America, NMLS 3189. Give us a call, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Join us at yourrealestatelife.com or unitedforloans.com. Those of you on YouTube, thank you for joining us at Your Real Estate Life. You know, I was kind of looking at the focus and what I was talking about and looking at the types of loans that one can choose. Now, a higher monthly mortgage payments than necessary. A lot of times people will, let's say, do a 15-year loan, try to save on that interest, but then be hampered or really burdened by that higher payment and still have higher other debt. So it's really understanding the makeup of what you have to make sure we're actually structuring something that's helping you rather than hurting you. And a lot of people look past that and only think about getting you a loan, but don't look about the consequences. So it's not just getting you into the home. It's making sure you can afford the home and also eliminate the other debt that is your true burden. So tens of thousands of dollars or more interest is what we're trying to avoid paying. So I've been seeing us saving 50, 100, 200 with multiple properties, even up to $1 million of interest over the life of them paying off all of their debt. I like to run your numbers. I want to see what I can do to help save you more money. Even if you're not looking to buy or refinance, I can evaluate what you have and see if we can get there better and more efficiently without a financing new item. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. I mean, sometimes the loan and the terms, they don't match what you're doing. I mean, possibly relocating, retiring, expanding a family, transitioning to an investment later on. I mean, all of these things matter. We got to look at your debt to income ratio, maybe your credit scores, maybe we can improve those. I've seen a lot of people get those higher during the loan process. Once we understand what it is they want to do, we can get there more efficiently. Maybe your equity position, maybe it's your cash flow stability. We want to look at those items. We want to look at the overall growth of your market. Are you building more equity? We want to see if these items fit and what other items can help you better. Now, each and every single week, of course, I look at this economic calendar. It just stares me in the face, and I can take a look at what has happened in the week that has passed. I mean, we saw the 10-year Treasury get 5 basis points better to 4.017. Not quite under 4, but we're kind of aiming there. We've seen the 2-year improve as well. The Fannie Mae 5.5 security, what I look at for mortgage pricing, was up 24 basis points, which means a quarter better in fee than we were a week ago. So that December 10th meeting, 82.8%. 82.8%, it's pricing it in already. So we're seeing these prices getting better. So as we head to December 10th, mortgage rates will be at their best levels really in the last 12 months. We saw the Dow up 1,471, NASDAQ up 93, S&P was up 246. Gold's just going nuts, isn't it? 42.55.80. But silver, my gosh, 56.38. Holy cow, that little 10-ounce, troy ounce little rectangle that I got back in, oh my gosh, it's for $563.88. Crazy. And oil, what, about 62 a barrel? So we did aim a little bit below 60, which again, we've been seeing lowered oil moving better for better rates. So we've been watching that very carefully. So the Fed rate signal, John Williams came out, Federal Reserve Chair of New York, and permanent voting member. And he talked about recently in his speech, there is room for further adjustment in the near term to the target range for the federal funds rate. So with that, That's where we're pricing it in. So the mortgage market moved very fast. The odds jumped roughly from 39% to 70% on those remarks. And then the odds have jumped from up to 85 and now settled back at 82.8. So right now, the Fed move on December 10th is likely. So we will look to the future moves in January and March and the percentages there, which are still quite low, but we're watching those. Now, I do send out a newsletter each and every Friday. If you're interested, send me an email, interest@aheadformoney.com. Send me an email to either say, add me to your newsletter. I also can send you the invite to our Tuesday night, 5 p.m. webinar. If you can't go Tuesday night, the information you'll receive with some other information you'll find helpful for you and your family and your personal finances. If it makes sense, we can set up a one-on-one appointment. But we're kind of watching these things and we're watching what's going on in the news as it comes out. And it's interesting on my end because when I can save my clients money, it's real money and there's real savings right away. So as we are in the process where we have purchases, refinancing going on, all these things matter. And as the Fed goes down, the prime rate goes down. So 7 could become 6.75. All of a sudden, we're 0.25% less on the home equity lines of credit that I'm about to close or have closed in the past. So all of a sudden, we have people saving even more money. So that's our goal. Save money, put that money back in your pocket. I don't know about you, but why would I spend more? Why? Now, many people spend more and they don't think they are. So that's a matter of education. After Tuesday night, 5 p.m., you'll have the education to understand where you're spending more. And that's what I'd like to have it stop. I don't want you spending more on those monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual items. I want you to eliminate debt, create wealth. I want you to get off the bank's plan and have your very own plan and put that money back in your pocket instead of paying all the excess interest that perhaps you are today. Monday, we have the ISM Manufacturing Index, a measure of U.S. factory activity. A strong number shows inflation pressure, possible rate increases. So if it was a weak number, slower economy, potential rate relief, that is where we are seeing us falling right now with the bond market. So we're watching that carefully come on Monday. On Tuesday, we have what is called the JOLTS number, job openings report. We have that coming out, one of the Fed's favorite labor indicators. We have more job openings, wage pressure and inflation, rate pressure could be seen, but fewer openings, moderation, rate stability. That's what we would see there. So we're watching that on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we have import-export pricing coming out in the earlier morning. We have a measure of inflation is good entering in and leaving the U.S. They tell us how pricing pressures move through the supply chain. So we're watching that. On Thursday, weekly economic index, near and real-time snapshot of the economic momentum. A rising index can pressure rates. A softening index can ease rates. So we're looking at these items. Now, depending on where you are in the loan cycle, you can lock a loan or not. The longer you lock a loan, you're buying the money longer until you're ready to close. When you buy the money longer, it costs more because you're buying it longer. So if it costs you an extra eighth or a quarter in fee, that's the same eighth or quarter if the market jiggled wrong that you may lose and then lock it shorter. So there's a gamble to it, yes. But if we lock that loan, you're not going to gain all the down movement of a market. So we want to make sure you're in approvable status, you've been pre-approved, maybe even underwritten, maybe even clear to close, and then we're ready to make that lock decision. But if you're comfortable, we can do that. I've done that with others, but sometimes it doesn't make sense when the unexpected is still out there. We have some transactions where perhaps we're dealing with an HOA, we're dealing with insurance, the property is underinsured, we're getting an HOA, we have to get a meeting, we have to get a vote, we have to get additional insurance because they were running on not up to snuff insurance. So in doing that, those are time delays. And if the loan was locked, then our lock runs out. Then we're looking at extensions, additional costs, and then it exceeds that. So we want to make sure we're making decisions and wise decisions, especially when there's outside influences and other items. I mean, you're only as good as your offensive line that's protecting you against the defense. If you're a quarterback, okay, of the transaction in which you are, and you have your offensive line let in the defense, all of a sudden the defense comes in and you're a scrambling quarterback. I don't want you being the scrambling quarterback. You need to make sure you have experts in front. And quite honestly, I mean, I have individuals who say, oh, I can get it cheaper here and this and that. I mean, if you think working with a professional is expensive, you try working with an amateur and see where that ends up. You're going to be spending unteens amount of money, and even money that you don't even understand you're going to spend at a later date. And I've seen that happen over the years. I've been doing this for 38 years in lending. And I've seen, I can't say everything because everything's a little bit different, but I've seen most everything. And I want to make sure you don't have to take those paths. You really don't need to step in it. I need to make sure that I protect you, are informed so you can make the right decision. Without perfect information, you're not making a perfect decision. You're guessing, you're throwing darts, you're hoping for the best. And that's what most people do in paying off debt. Oh, a little here, a little there, why not this? A little pinch here, a pinch there. I mean, this is not a chemistry lab. You're going to blow up the lab. I don't want you blowing up your finances. Well, doing something is better, I guess, than nothing. When you pay a little here, a little there, that's better than doing nothing there and nothing there. But it's still focusing it in the right direction. And that's really what we're doing with the Money Max account. And it's been hand in hand with my clients. They've been actually able to eliminate debt in as little as 1/3 or 1/2 the time without changing their lifestyle. We've had investors who have been able to buy additional property, buy additional doors, and gain additional rent. In certain markets, they've been able to attain equity. In certain markets, they attain additional income. They've been able to rehab, repair, and do other things, whether they're getting DSCR loans, debt service coverage ratio loans, where the rent is covering the mortgage, and we're qualifying based on that rather than just their credit score or income. Really, the income isn't the issue, it's the property itself. Where we're looking at their credit score, it helps a bit, depending upon if they're putting down 15%, 20%, or 25% down, then their pricing comes into play as well, so we can make sure we cash flow. So making sure our debt service coverage ratio is the best it can be to get the right result. So all these things are things we look at. So very important. But Tuesday night, 5 p.m., I want you to register. I want to get you access. Send me an email. This goes nationwide. I can help in 50 states. Send me an email now. Send it to Michael, or actually, let's go interest at aheadformoney.com. Interest at aheadformoney.com. So in your time zone, if it's 5 p.m. here on the West Coast, add your Central for 2 hours, Mountain for 1 hour, and then Eastern time zone add 3. And then look to join me on Tuesday night. Until Tuesday night, I'd like to get you out some information to review. Or you can review it post Tuesday evening and then look to get back with me, and then we can talk a little bit further and understand where your goals are and the direction you want to head. But it's making the moves and then having second thoughts. I want you to think first, understand your decision, whether you're looking to purchase, refinance, go forward, or even in reverse. A reverse mortgage for someone who's 55, 60, or 62, depending on the market or state or product, can make tremendous sense. You worked hard for your home. It's time for your home to work hard for you. Love to give some consultation to that. For forward and reverse, I'm approved in 5 states, but I can help and give you information so you can work with the right professional in your local market. But I'm approved in California, Colorado, Montana, Texas, and the state of Washington. DSCR loans, I can help in 46 states. So large amount of states. So if I miss the other 4, I'll let you know. And then we'll get you the right assistance nationwide. Don't want to necessarily refer it out unless I need to, but there's other professionals that I know will do a good job. Want to make sure you're kind of protected and you have people with a like-minded circumstances helping you save your money, not just spend it. Because there's a lot of people out there, and what can occur, you have individuals who will work the best to close your loan, but was it the best price, fee, or cost? And a lot of times you're spending all this money. Oh, I got a great rate. You got a great rate, but you spent a lot of money getting it. So that's a lot of prepaid interest. So if you had a slightly higher rate, you would have been spending that money monthly. But how long before you love me? Really, that's the line. How long is it before you love me? How much money do you have to spend to be happy about your rate, to kind of mutter under your breath because you're not going to break even for a long time? Because that money could be also set up sideways, earning 3, 4, 5%, whatever it is, offsetting and making the money even cheaper because now you have it rather than putting it into the loan, lowering that rate. There's a lot of back and forth depending on where your needs are, and we can always discuss it. But I want to make sure you have the right structure to your loan. And it's really the right timeline, whether it's a 10-year loan, a 15-year loan, a 20, 25, or 30, 40, now even 50, they're talking about it. It's understanding the tools that you have and understanding what you can do and using them properly. And just because everyone else does it doesn't mean you have to. There's people out there saying, oh, you need to get a 15-year loan, debt is dumb, and all that stuff. And that's great. But you got to be able to afford the decision and not be forced into something that's too far, too fast. And that's what I'm trying to advocate. It's utilizing your discretionary properly without putting a burden on you or changing your lifestyle, but doing something a little bit better than you have and anticipating the pitfalls on the way. It's looking at all the predictive items to what you have, all your ins, all your outs, all your items are predicted and there. And then you could always add in items as they could occur or eliminate items if you're able to do so. And it gives you your debt-free date. And you have now a plan that will travel with you. No one that you have to go call and try to ask permission to get and have them send it to you. And no, you control it. And I'm going to be there to help you, guide you through that process of understanding. I've had some of the people I've helped get started. They know the system even better than I do. My gosh, they really are very efficient. I've had some people on the path of being debt-free. I have others that have been on the path now of accumulating additional property, and now they have a plan to do so. Eliminated interest rates, credit cards. I've had people who don't even own real estate who can do this to eliminate other debt. That is something that people have been able to accomplish as well. So call us right now, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Go to yourrealestatelife.com. That's our radio show site. You'll see audio of our programs. You'll also be able to go to unitedforloans.com. We are for loans. We're just not for the interest that you're paying. And I think you got that sentiment from me here today. But if you go there, you also have the audios. But you can actually catch all of our programs on YouTube at Your Real Estate Life. You'll see me on there as well. Face for radio, but I'll be there visually as well. And but more importantly, you can have your very own show. Just give us a call, 888-543-3980. My goal is really to understand your particular circumstances, where you are. Are you looking to buy your first home? I mean, your landlord loves you. You don't need that kind of love in your life. You need to make it stop. You are making a mortgage payment. It's just not your own. Now, affordability, I understand. Down payment, I understand. Homeowners insurance, I understand. Various circumstances we need to navigate through and find out where affordability is for you. But that's making that plan. And a lot of times it's eliminating debt to then create wealth, which is buying real estate. So let's have that plan and let's talk together. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. I'm Mike Harris, President and CEO of United Mortgage Corporation of America, unitedforloans.com. Been doing this for 38 years, 19 and a half years now on the radio, and I want to help you with your real estate life. We'll have more and Lori after the break.
Looking for a place to start? United for Loans is the place for you to start your refinance or purchase process today. Call 888-5433-980.
Yes, it's a little scary right now, but every crisis presents an opportunity. How many times have you looked back and said, why didn't I act? Do not try to navigate lending without a map. Tune in Sunday at 7 a.m. on K-Earth 101 with host and CEO Mike Harris of United Mortgage Corporation of America to discuss your real estate life. What should I do? Buy, refinance, sell, or hold? United Mortgage Corporation of America is open for business and ready to lend. Visit unitedforloans.com or call 888-543-3980.
Lending can be a bit confusing. Numbers can be tossed from one direction to another. How can you make it all stop? United Mortgage Corporation of America, unitedforloans.com can be your guide. Call directly at 888-5433-980 for what you need to know when financing a home of your dreams or commercial property. Call now at 888-5433-980 or visit at unitedforloans.com. That's 888-5433-980. I done laid out some work, my rent is due. My kids all need brand new shoes.
Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's your day in real estate radio. I'm Mike Harris, your trusted guide in real estate and mortgage planning. I've been in the business, as I said, about 38 years now, complete years, and 19 and a half plus on the radio. Seen a lot of decisions, good and bad, and learned from them. A lot of times there haven't been ones I led them to that were bad, but I've been in the midst of trying to help people get back on the right path. And that's what I'm trying to have people do and understand. And just because everyone else has done it doesn't mean that you do. Give us a call, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. Thank you for listening to us today on our Saturday audience and also our Sunday audience. We're on KVTA 1590 out here in Ventura and also 97.9. And we're also on K-Earth 101 Sunday mornings. We have a multitude of ways to watch our program, listen to our program. Go to yourrealestatelife.com or unitedforloans.com. You can actually then stream us, whether it's on LinkedIn or you can go to YouTube. There's many different ways to catch our program, but more importantly, just have your very own. 888-543-3980. We have guests on our program on a regular basis, and Lori's been with us each and every single month for some time now. And her insight and direction in the real estate market is vital. Lori, what do you have for us today?
Thanks, Mike. With Thanksgiving weekend here, something interesting happens in real estate. Not in the market, but in our minds. This is the one moment of the year where life finally slows down enough for people to really look around their home and ask, is this still the right fit for me where I'm headed next? The holidays have a way of giving us clarity. You're in your space more. You're hosting people you love. You're moving through rooms you haven't used in months. And sometimes that's when you start to notice things that you've been too busy to see. Maybe the home feels a little too big or a little too quiet. Maybe the upkeep feels heavier than it used to. Or maybe you're realizing that in the next couple of years, you want to be closer to the people and routines that matter most. The truth is, the best moves, the smoothest and least stressful transitions don't start when you're ready to put a sign in the yard. They start a year or two earlier, quietly during moments just like this. Planning for 2026 may sound far off, but early clarity puts you in full control. You get more time to prepare, more time to explore options, and more time to make decisions without pressure. So, over Thanksgiving, I always recommend taking mental notes. Nothing formal, nothing overwhelming, just simple observations like which parts of my home still feel good and purposeful? Which parts feel unused, heavy, or out of sync with my current life? And if I were to make a move in 2026, what would I want my next home to look and feel like? Those three questions create a roadmap without any commitment. It's really about clarity, not action. What I see every year is the households who start thinking ahead during the holidays are the ones who enter the next year calm, confident, and prepared. They make better real estate decisions. They're not rushed. They're getting ahead of the repairs financial planning, and marketing timing. And when 2026 actually arrives, everything falls into place much more smoothly. And as someone who lives in an older Pasadena home myself, I understand the emotional and practical layers these decisions carry. My role isn't just to help someone sell or buy, it's to help them map out the plan they feel good about on their timeline. So if 2026 is on your mind, even if it's just a little whisper, Thanksgiving is the perfect moment to start exploring what the next chapter might look like. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your home, and enjoy the people you gather with this weekend. And if the thought of a future move comes up, know that you have someone in your corner who's happy to guide you when the time is right. Reach out to me at chatwithlori.homes. That's chat with Lori, Lori, dot Homes, Homes. And Mike, thanks again for having me. Wishing all our listeners a warm and meaningful Thanksgiving.
I don't know about you, Lori, but I'm already going through my leftovers. It's how many days of turkey that I'm going to have and how many ways I can have it. But I'm doing that. And of course, after the program, kind of enjoying the time a little bit more with family and then moving on as we start December. Thank you again for that insight. 7 years ago, I know I was in that same situation. I was in a larger home. I was looking at various rooms between the guest room and a den and a loft and various areas that they were underutilized. They really truly were. And I had this additional space. I had kids that have now grown up at that time. They were out of high school. They were going to be going to college, one already in. And we downsized and made a large change. And we changed an area we were in. Of course, affordability was there too. We gained some equity. But those decisions didn't come just by snapping a finger and let's just do it. There was a little bit of planning. And that's the planning, Lori, that you were talking about and our listeners should actually think about. So if you're living in a home and you're looking to move up, move down, move sideways, these items and questions should come into play now. I talked earlier in the program about pre-approval. It's understanding the equity that you have perhaps in a home, or maybe the equity you're taking into a transaction if you are renting. As I said, we're hearing a lot of hoopla regarding a 50-year mortgage, getting people in, and all these other items. But again, it's getting you in the right loan for the right situation and the right time. It's not making a quick or reckless decision. It's making decisions and wise decisions, thinking them through, and having the right experts helping you with those answers to the questions you have, and not answering your own questions if you are not sure of those answers. Understand where the research takes place, understand who it is and who you're speaking with to gain those answers. What is their motivation? Where the 50-year, people are against it, people are for it. It's a tool if it does come about. Just like the 30-year or even that 40-year that has interest only. For the right people, it works. Back in the day, we used to have a loan that was called negative amortization or a payment option arm. People would pay interest only or less than interest only, but they had other things they can do with those funds. The issue was people abused the loan and put people in it to afford that lower payment. And when that payment adjusted, then they couldn't afford the home. Wrong move, wrong loan, wrong decision for the wrong timing. These are the traps that we talk about. And we'll go over a lot of that also next week. But it's understanding the lower mortgage payment today may not be the lower mortgage payment tomorrow. But it goes into the fact is marry the home, date the rate, divorce the debt. Understand the process, where you're in and what you're doing and how you're manipulating the process. If you need a window of time, if a 50-year loan came about, maybe you use it during a time where you're trying to take other funds for something else so you can change it later. But you don't want to get caught in the mortgage trap. You want to make sure you have borrowing power, and breathing room and less financial pressure. And you can overpay when you want to overpay, but don't get caught in underpaying and having it have detrimental consequences. A lot of stuff to consider, a lot of stuff overboard here on a morning here on the weekend, a holiday weekend at that. And I understand, but that's why I'm here, and you can reach out to me at any time. 888-543-3980. Join me on Tuesday night, 5 p.m., Tuesday night webinar, 1 hour. Send me an email, interest@aheadformoney.com. I'm going to send you out some information, get you an invite, and I'd like to see you there. I want to hear from you. I want to see what you think. I want to hear. Give us a call. We'll be back for one more segment on Mike Harris. More after the break.
Get pre-approved for your home purchase. Your landlord loves you. You're making their mortgage payment. Own for less than you pay for rent. Call 888-5433-980.
What if I told you everything you understood to be true about money is not? If there was a program to eliminate most of your interest in your life and pay off all your debts, personal or business, even mortgages, in as little as 1/3 to 1/2 the normal time without refinancing and without changing your lifestyle, would you want to learn more? Call 888-543-3980 and request your information today, or email at interest@aheadformoney.com. That's interest@aheadformoney.com.
Money, 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 must be funny in a rich man's world.
Welcome back to Your Real Estate Life. It's Your Day in Real Estate Radio. I'm Michael Harris. You know, I want you to write down the number, 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. If you want to go to our website at yourrealestatelife.com or Your Real Estate Life, you can do so. But that phone number is going to get you your very own program. Throughout today's program, we talked about ways to save you money, not step into the trap, not make decisions without informed information, whether you're purchasing, refinancing, whether you're going forward or in reverse, whether you're buying investment property as well. There's so many different ways and decisions that you can make when it comes to your real estate life and your personal finances. I alluded to the Money Max account. I alluded to Tuesday night, 5 p.m. webinar. And some of you are saying 5 p.m. I just getting home. And that's fine. And I understand. I can get you the access and then also item to get on my calendar, whether it's that evening or another day or another evening, to sit down on computer and talk to you and kind of share a little bit and gain some insight and direction about you. Because Tuesday is really a place to start. It's getting general information. And I can get you out some of that information. And we can go into it a little bit more here today and talking a little bit more about strategy. And it's not really a product. It's actually utilizing numbers dramatically to help eliminate your debt, manage your cash flow, and reach your financial goals. The Money Max account approach, I mean, it's taking your existing cash flow smarter. It's actually strategically applying the surplus income. Surplus. At least $1. I'd like to see some extra there. Even $1, it works. And it reduces your principal. I mean, it's looking at your items all the time. Every penny counts. It's shaving years off your mortgage term and all of your financing terms, whether it's credit cards, personal loans, cars. I mean, all these items, student loans. I mean, think of it this way. Think of a perfect financial GPS. Think of a GPS for your car. You're driving. You have it in your car or on your phone. You put your destination in. It says from the point at which you are, and it automatically starts talking to you. It tells you where to go, where to turn. A lot bigger and better than the big road maps that used to be in a glove compartment or Thomas Guides or MapQuest when it first came out, right? I remember those days. My gosh, remember reaching the glove compartment and you had to fold the thing back up somehow and stick it back in. And I remember those days. But bottom line is, if you can get to your financial destination faster and more efficiently, why wouldn't you do that? It's a financial roadmap. It's not really even a product. It's a cash flow optimizing, principal reducing tactics to accelerate payoff without even necessarily needing to refinance. My gosh, where is it going wrong? It's only going right. You can add items, subtract items. You can see predictive analysis. You can do spreadsheets. You can do all these things. Even those of you who say, I'm debt free. Whoops, I forgot about the mortgage in the car. Yeah. But those of you who have nothing, you still have monthly expenses. You have things you pay off monthly. You're on the right side of the fence on your credit cards because you borrow from them, but you don't owe them interest. But you have predictive analysis and items that you can handle budgetary items, and it could make great sense. But I challenge you this. I would love for you to share your success with others by explaining or showing what you've done to be where you're at. And with that said, for realtors, CPAs, financial professionals, divorce attorneys, and many other groups, we have the ability for you to help your past clients, current clients, and your future clients succeed. Many of you are freeing up additional monthly monies to allow them to layer and add additional items that may improve or pay for other successes. And this is part of that. Other mortgage professionals, I'm talking to you. Nationwide, I talk and meet with many other mortgage professionals, and I help them go back to their past 2, 3, 4%, 5% clients and show them efficient ways that they can pay off all of their debt in as little as 1/3 or 1/2 the time, or as little as 5 to 7 years, creating the ability for you to refer more business to your realtor partners, to allow them to become debt-free, maybe adding more property, moving up, or referring you more clients. If you're a professional, I'd love to show you the opportunity and show how you can do that and implore and put this right into place with your clients and actually build your business, but help them at the same time. 888-543-3980. I want you to join us on Tuesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, and all the places in between. Send me an email, interest@aheadformoney.com. Before you forget, interest@aheadformoney.com. Send me the email. Got your email. Great. I'll send you some information. Throw me a name if it's not there on the email. If you want to throw your phone number, I'm not soliciting. I'm not going to call you. I want you to make sure you have an interest. I don't need to call and keep pushing. I'm not doing that. This is to your benefit. This is going to make a difference in your real estate life. It's going to make a difference in your personal finances. This is a you item. So if you send me that email, interest@aheadformoney.com, I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm going to take the time, invest it in you, understand your ins, your outs, your budgetary concerns, and we're going to design and look what the program does and get your debt-free date. We're going to do that. We're going to take that time, get that accomplished, and you're going to be able to make a decision that's clear and right there in front of you. We've had people throughout the United States making this decision. I can help people in 50 states when it comes to the Money Max account, and I want to help you. Think of the Money Max account, again, as that financial GPS, just as the way you hop in your car and you put in your GPS and the destination, how to get to the best route. It's going to be smarter than you and me and many others combined, and it doesn't talk back to you. It just gives you perfect information. It recalculates. It gives you the fastest route to your destination, the exact order of timing of your payments. It tells you when and what and how additionally you should pay, when you can afford it, and it doesn't affect your cash flow or what you are normally doing. There's no guessing. There's no hoping. I think it will work. It's clear, concise information. It maximizes your discretionary income, builds the budgetary buffer you need so you can sleep at night, and with precision. It's surgically with precision, makes these decisions without emotion, and tells you what's best. It doesn't touch your money. Your accounts aren't exposed. Your card numbers and all of your stuff, your name is not exposed. It's giving you the best way with timing to avoid interest. Your interest volume. You're not paying interest. You're eliminating interest. Interest cancellation. It's adjusting instantly when life happens. It teaches people how to make better informed decisions, not emotional ones. You're not committing to a budget that you'll abandon in 2 weeks because, I'm doing this. And you have this new plan, New Year's resolution, and it doesn't happen. You're in the same spot. Let's make a difference and see that number reduced. Let's get something and let's make something happen and let's get it done. I don't want you guessing. I don't want you guessing at a payoff plan. I hope I'm going to do this. Well, if that happens, it could. No, we need to do that now. Send me that email, interest@aheadformoney.com. I am going to respond, not AI. I am going to respond. I'm going to give you a partial item to watch. I'm going to give you 3 additional things to link and watch. I'm going to give you access to the webinar. I'd love to have you there. If you're not, you can schedule an appointment with me. I want to fill my calendar with appointments because that makes me happy that I'm saving people money. I'm reaching person one at a time here, and I want to make that happen. So very important. So important. I'm seeing not only the mortgage go down in years and interest volume, but credit cards, car payments, student loans. I mean, the cash flow is incredible what it helps and does. I mean, even for self-employed families, we're working that. For people who own multiple properties, I mean, we're looking at your discretionary, but comfortably putting in buffers all around to make sure you can afford your outcome. So again, whether it's the mortgage, the car payment, the credit cards, or personal loans, as little as 5 to 7 years, I've seen this occur. But most, third or half the time, depending upon the extent in which they have. And imagine if you have so many things, what choices are you making? I mean, if you had 6 items, you have 720 combinations every single month. You get it right one month, holy cow, what are you going to do next month? Well, good luck. I mean, what are your odds that you're making the right decision? I want you in the hole. I don't want you hitting the windmill or going in the sand trap or going into the water or even getting on the green and being 3 putts away. Let's make this happen. It's not theory, it's math. And some of you don't like math, I get it. But you don't have to be the holder of all the math. That's what the Money Max account does on your behalf. And you're going to have the map. And it doesn't take long to understand. You're going to have support. You're going to have me. Sometimes I laugh at that. You got me. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. But I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you through the process. Just as I was when I got started. I thought I knew everything. I understand all these concepts, but it doesn't mean I can implement them perfectly. So my 26.4 years, I was taking down to 12.3 and went down at 7.9. Tremendous difference, 6 figures. If you could save 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, would it get your attention? I'm sure it would. Why wouldn't it? So I want to bring this back to your real estate life. The biggest financial mistake people make is making a loan decision or a finance decision without ever understanding how it affects the rest of their debt structure. You're making individual decisions and introducing them in, and you're not sure all the neighbors get along. You want to make sure you understand what occurs when you introduce this foreign body. So you can't necessarily isolate it. We have to see how each and every item behaves together. And that's what this can do. It can help you perfectly make these decisions. It gives you the full picture. It's clear. It's organized. It's optimizing all the time. It frees up your cash flow, restructures debt ahead of a purchase. It prepares for refinance if needed for the cleanest possible balance sheet. This is an item that brings you to current capabilities. We saw it with your vehicle. We saw it with all the technology. Some people, no, I don't like that. Give me my spreadsheet, give me my index cards, and give me my envelopes, and I'm in good shape. Okay. Maybe you're doing well with that. But maybe you could do a little bit better, and it's worth looking. We had recently a 63-year-old gentleman. His current plan had him debt-free at age 90. Under the program, I had him debt-free at age 70. 7 years. 7 years debt-free. He was married, adult children, grandkids. And what he felt and the emotion he had was he felt that he was going to be a burden to his future generations with the debt that he had, and that he lived a good life, but he also lived a good life. And he had a lot of obligations and outstanding items. And he was a little bit worried about where he would be, and of course, not thinking he would get to 90. He was worried about his wife. He was worried about his kids and various others who may have that responsibility or that item that's still there, and cleaning up at a later time. That 7 years gave him peace of mind. It didn't change his lifestyle. And he's a few years in at this point. And he actually has a slight game with it. He's actually trying to beat the 7 and take it down to 6. But this is something that I'd like to show you how it works. Take a moment. If it's not you, the person next to you, write down the email, interest@aheadformoney.com. You can call 888-543-3980, 888-LIFE-980. When you make the call, let's leave on the message, I'm interested in the Tuesday night webinar, 5 p.m. Send me the information. Here's my email. Here's my name. And let's get it out. If you're emailing, similar. But add the phone, have your email. Let's get the information to you so you can make a wise decision. I'm working through the holidays. I'm here to help. If your time frees up a little bit more, let's make that daytime appointment. Let's spend an hour, understand where you are, what this can accomplish for you. Appointments do fill up fairly quickly as they're 1 hour time slots. Generally speaking, 7 or 8 appointments in a day. It is a lot, but I'm willing to do that if needed. Sometimes even more, depending upon if we go to evening appointments when you may only be available. But my action call to you is today. Do you want to be debt-free? Do you want to be controlling your money for what you want to do and invest where you want to invest and go? Make sure it's optimized for tax and everything else on top of? I hope so, because that should be your goal. And I think that's why you're working your 1, 2, 3, 4, some 5 jobs and some odd jobs as well. Let's continue to do what you want to do, but let's do it even more efficiently. 888-543-3980. That's 888-543-3980. So let's review your loan terms. Let's look at your loan program. Let's look at your payments. Let's understand the amortization and where you are. Let's look at your exit plan. Let's stress test your loan. And let's look at this professionally. But let's do it together. If you're ready to start, go to unitedforloans.com or yourrealestatelife.com. Call me directly, 888-543-3980. YouTube at Your Real Estate Life. Whether you're purchasing, refinancing, considering consolidating debt, or planning ahead, I'm here to help. Smart financing and avoiding the loan trap. I'm Michael Harris. Until next week, what kind of loan do you have?
United Mortgage Corporation of America, unitedforloans.com will continue to take your calls after the program. Call now to start your home loan process at 888-5433-980.
You know, I really do want you to check your deadlines. I want you to plan your next move, as always. And it's so very important, because as you have more complications in life, there's more things for you to go through. Don't want you to forget anything. Let's get a budget together and let's make that happen. We're going to look at monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, and annual items together. I'd like to see you on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Send me that email, interest@aheadformoney.com. We'll talk next week.
There we go. And I don't want to share that.